Today is Friday of the 20th week in Ordinary Time. Jesus says they have hardness of heart. So, Moses included in the law a loophole for stubborn, headstrong, difficult men to allow them to divorce their wives. One can only hope that such a divorce came as a relief to the woman. In any event, the loophole did not apply to the woman, though one suspects that some women must have wanted one. So, what is hardness of heart? It is, of course, a certain stubbornness and inability to see beyond one's own ego, an insistence that things be and be done a certain way, perhaps even a petulant, resentful willingness to injure or insult or demean. One thinks of customers in restaurants, stores, and supermarkets in our own day, who behave so badly to service workers who are already in short supply, overworked, and underpaid. You may remember the story of an ice cream shop on Cape Cod that tried a tentative reopening last fall. The first wave of customers treated the teenage staff so badly on the first day that the owner closed the store later the same day. Within a couple of days, a GoFund account raised $25,000 for the staff. And then, of course, there are the nurses, doctors, scientists, and other professionals who have been grossly overworked during the pandemic, only to be treated with contempt by anti-maskers, anti-vaxxers, and governors of states, and otherwise ignored by senior government officials. Hardness of heart seems to me to be a good term for that boulder of granite where one's heart should be, or the mirrored vision that sees only oneself, or the earphones that replay only one's thoughts, or one's gut that broadcasts only one's needs and wants. So, if we want to ensure that our hearts do not petrify, or if we want to counsel those whose hearts have become petrified, what do we say? We might follow Joshua's example in the first reading. Remember the good things of your life. Especially, he notes at the end of the reading, those things you enjoy that were really gifts from God. I gave you a land that you had not tilled, and cities that you had not built to dwell in. You have eaten of vineyards and olive groves which you did not plant. All is gift, St. Ignatius says. All. But if all is too much to start with, then start with the smaller things that come to mind. Just beware of a trap. The trap is to think that if the job I hold, for example, came to me solely through my own efforts, then my efforts were the totality of what brought me the job, and all the credit goes to me. This is false. For me, my job at Holy Trinity came about because the parish staff had an opening. My Chicago provincial agreed to let me go. I knew the Maryland provincial of the time, and so on. Take anything good in your life and trace it back, how it came into your life. You certainly will come to a point where you exerted no control, where either happenstance or divine synchronicity was at work. The heart of heart could dismiss that too, I suppose, but for that reason they live in a false, ego-driven world, causing untold damage to other people as they claw their way forward. Perhaps in some limited sense, with a heart drenched in bitterness too. So, today, give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. Our psalm says today, God's goodness endures forever.